everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of Beyond Styles Weekly Wrap. We're back and better than ever. My name is Bryan, and I'm joined by Luis Vasquez. How you doing, Luis?
I'm doing great, surviving the pandemic one day at a time.
Well, this is gonna be our new normal for a while. But
Yeah.
things are starting to get to move. Productions are starting to move things up. Hopefully, eventually, when a vaccine is apparently is on the way, so hopefully that comes around sooner rather than later because I miss my movie theaters. Now, talking about the coronavirus pandemic, we all know that this pandemic has changed the landscape for the movie theater industry. So much so that one of the first news that we've received this week is that John Wick 4 and 3 are gonna be filming back to back. We all know that John Wick 4 was announced,
In fact,
but we didn't know that John Wick 5 was coming in. Lionsgate CEO John Felderheimer said in a earnings call that they're busy preparing the scripts for John Wick 4 and 5, and they're hoping to film it back to back whenever Keanu Reeves is available. Now, Luis, what do you think about this?
yeah, I think it's a good idea that they shoot both films at the same time. For example, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, it was shot back to back and it came out great. And it's understandable why they're making both films at the same time because of this whole pandemic. Something else might come up. So the sooner the better. As long as they make it good, like they have done with the previous three movies, I'm seriously all right with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. The last three John Wick movies haven't disappointed so far, so I cannot wait to see what they do. I'm a little bit surprised that they announced a fifth one, especially in the conditions that we're living right now. I
Yeah.
was expecting them to just keep it under wraps, then film the fourth, just like they did with that Netflix movie that I didn't watch, that they filmed the sequel in secret. So I was expecting them to keep John Wick 5 as a secret. But
Hmm.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with having like two more John Wick movies. I mean, Keanu Reeves is fantastic as John Wick. It has certainly revived Keanu Reeves' career. We all know he's filming right now Matrix 4. He's back at that, so I cannot wait. Now, next in the line, of course, is the Scorsese's next movie. Yes, another Scorsese movie is coming out. The movie is gonna be called something around. Oh, where is my notes? Oh, what the heck? Oh, here it is. The movie is gonna be called Flower Moon, and it's gonna be filming on February 2021 on a $200 million budget. It's a partnership between Apple and Paramount, and Apple's gonna be being the financial producers, and Paramount is gonna be in charge of the distribution of this movie. They were supposed to be filming on March, but now they're gonna be filming on February next year. What do you think about this thing? For what I see, the only star so far attached to this movie is the great Leonardo DiCaprio. What do you think about this?
Yeah, for me, I'm really excited because not just Leonardo DiCaprio, also Robert De Niro is gonna
Oh,
be on that movie.
oh, that's cool.
So, so I'm really hyped up. I'm a huge Martin Scorsese fan. As long as it's good, and it's interesting because it takes place in 1920s. It's supposed to base on a real life story. I'm great. I watched on Netflix The Irishman, and even though I do admit that The Irishman is very similar with Goodfellas, it still has its magic. It still has its mojo. I was kind of surprised that it didn't get nominated for best makeup. I think it shouldn't only gotten nominated, but have won. And Martin Scorsese, how old is he? He's like at his 70s, right?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that to this day he's still making movies, and I hope he keeps on making movies because he's a legend in the film industry. From Mean Street to The Irishman, most of his movies are masterpieces. So, and yeah, there have been rumors for a while of Leonardo DiCaprio. not making a movie with Martin Scorsese supposedly about a serial killer in the 19th century. So it's they sort of like changed the setting a little bit. So I'm definitely hyped up for this movie.
I cannot wait for this movie because I mean, come on, Leonardo DiCaprio. Now that you're saying Robert De Niro, that's a fine combo, and
Yeah,
Martin Scorsese is a fantastic director. But the thing that worries me is that Martin Scorsese insists of making 200 million budget movies. I think, especially in the situation that we're living now, no director should have that luxury. I mean,
yeah,
he's a great director. His movies are classics, classic cinema, and all that. But we're seeing now a lot of the movies that are supposed to come out to theaters are resulting to go to video on demand. And you're not gonna make that much money back if you release it video on demand. So I'm surprised Apple is moving forward with this movie, especially at that price tag. Hopefully, movies are open by the time that movie comes out, and hopefully, it's not as long as Irishman. But let's be real, that movie's still playing on the background. It's gonna be that long. Now let's go talking about the latest movies to skip theaters. Antebellum, like a movie that puts Janelle Monáe back in the slavery times, has is gonna be skipping the theater release, and it's going straight to video on demand in September. I mean, it's sad. I think the producers of Get Out and Us are involved in this movie. uh, my personal opinion, it's not a movie I would have watched in theaters because I'm more of a family friendly fun time movie. Going to the theaters. So this was a movie that I was gonna catch on video on demand eventually, but it still sucks because a star like Janelle Monáe that's rising right now. Uh, she could we don't know how this movie is gonna perform, so we might as well know that it's gonna be a great performance by her. So sadly, it's gonna be skipping theaters. What do you think about this?
yeah. For me, it's such a sad thing that it was pulled out of the theater because it's really convenient now with this whole issues of race, about civil rights. It would have been interesting to have come out, the movie theater, and many people reflect on the actions of what's going on in real life. And I seriously love, Jordan Peele's work, not just on the Twilight Zone, but on the movies of, Get Out and Us. And this could have been like a trilogy of, racism, of what's going on, how Black people are being treated today. So it would have been interesting seeing in the big screen. But hey, if they needed to pull it out of the movie field because of this whole coronavirus crisis, so be it. But yeah, when it comes out, uh, on video and streaming, I will definitely watch it because Get Out and Us, to me, I consider them like two of the greatest horror movies in the 21st century. They're so well made, and I was really happy for Jordan Peele that he won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay in Get Out. So if it comes good, if Annabelle comes good, I hope it receives some type of recognition.
Yeah, hopefully it gets like a good run in video on demand. Many movies are resulting in that, so it's a shame, but that's the reality we're living in now. Now, next in line is that Jason Bateman, which I know from Arrested Development, is getting in the director's chair for an adaptation of Amazon's Superworld, as an Amazon Audible original written by Gus Krieger, that basically is like My Hero Academia, except that most of the entire world has superpowers except for one man. The team of where is the name? Oh boy. The writer from Game Night and Jason Bateman, who directed Game Night, which is a big success for a comedy. are gonna be teaming up for this movie. They're gonna be filming it for Warner Brothers. I think the idea is great. I think My Hero Academia only has like a 80% of the entire world population has superpowers, and the other percent doesn't. And this one, the entire world has superpowers, but one guy doesn't. That I don't know that the tone of this story per se because I don't know the source material, but this looks like a fine comedy. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know him much as a director. I haven't seen him as a his movies that he directed, but yeah, I've seen him in Arrested Development, and he's extremely funny. So I think that he has the snack, he has the talent to make this work.
He also has Netflix's Ozark, and I haven't seen
Yeah.
that show, but it is critically well received. So this is good for Jason Bateman, like stepping out of the acting and now getting into directing. A lot of people are doing that, so cannot wait to see this. So this is like right up my alley. Superheroes, superpowers, that's good shit. Now, to the last news that we'll be discussing today is, of course, Mulan is going to Disney Plus on a premium tier. Disney CEO Bob Chapek has said that this is for now the only movie that's gonna be having this type of release. They'll be releasing this Mulan on select theaters if they're open, but they're gonna be releasing it on a premium tier for $29.99. Now, I wanna hear your thoughts on this, Luis.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of a bad idea to put it on Disney Premium because, okay, I understand with the whole thing of the pandemic, but the thing is, Mulan needs to be released on the big theater because Mulan is such a high budget movie. It's like, how are they gonna recover from that? And also that other works from previous live action Disney movies like Beauty in the Beast, the Jungle Book, the Lion King. They all have made like at least $1 billion on the box office. So Mulan definitely needs to be put on the big screen
Yeah,
for me at least.
no, and I agree with you. But the thing is, not many movie theaters are opening up. And let's be real, as much as the drive-in idea is great, they are not profitable in the slightest. So Disney's not gonna make a dime in the drive-in theaters. And of course, we know that in the internationally, a lot more movie theaters are being opened up, but they're opening on a capacity of 25 to 50% of crowds. So that's another point against Disney recouping that money. And I think for the price tag, a lot of people are complaining for the price tag. This is basically the best way possible for Disney to make a little bit of money out of this movie. And and so far, the live action Disney remakes have been great. And I'm one of them in the minority that liked Lion King. I see the criticisms against it, but I had a good time with it. Now, for a family that has to pay for their children, for their couples and everything, uh, this is a much cheaper option buying this movie on the premium tier. Single people like me and many others, this is like a very bad price tag, but at least someone like me who has liked and loved a lot of the Disney properties that they've released so far, not only in movies but in TV, I think is a fine price. I would have been okay with paying like $25, but even if you put it on $25, people will still complain. And
Oh,
yeah, but the thing is, sadly, Disney has to make money because if they don't make money, they will not be able to pay their employees, and then they're gonna be looking like the bad guys in the of this whole story. So I think this is a great idea, and this is based and in my opinion, this is more like a testing ground to see how Mulan performs in this premium tier because they might not, they might have not said it in the earnings call, but I think they're looking at this model very closely to see if they can also release Black Widow into Disney Plus or Soul or any other Pixar animated movies that are planned this year. The thing is, as you can keep moving dates and moving dates of every single movie, eventually you will have no space to make money in the calendar. So you either sacrifice some movies to the streaming service, like the one and only Ivan that was supposed to be in theaters, and the absolutely fantastic Artemis Fowl. So you just have to make those moves. So I understand Disney, I understand the price. For me, at least, I'm gonna pay it because I really cannot wait to see this new take on Mulan.
No, yeah, definitely agree with you. It's so, a challenge thanks to the pandemic. But hopefully, I want to see, Milan on the big screen when everything gets,
Yeah,
back to
sure.
to normal.
No, and you can see it on the trailers. This looked like a fine piece to see on a movie theater, but sadly, there's a pandemic. There's no vaccine, so we just have to settle with what we get.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching this new, brand new edition of Weekly Wrap. Where can the guys find you, Luis?
They can follow me on Instagram.
On Instagram at what is your handle on Instagram?
Oh, yeah, Luis Andres Potter or simply Luis Vasquez.
You can find me on at It's the One Nerd on Twitter. You can also find me at all of the Beyond Stuff social media at Beyond Stuff PR on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. This is Bryan Chevrolet logging out for today, and stay tuned. The Nonsense Stuff Show is coming back for its 100th anniversary special. So I hope to see you guys there. So take care.